Fuck everyone else. I've got you guys, and I don't need that.
Seriously.
Well, I just played Lesbian Pokemon Snap, and it was, Not Entertainment's new game, Lost Records Bloom and Rage, was the weirdest thing I've played in a long time.
The game has a very similar narrative styling to the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared series, where it starts out super innocent and then returns to normal. It's such a what just happened game, and I'm starting to think this has become a genre now for Don't Nod. And I'm really vibing with it.
This is a game about abuse, about the hidden dark side that a lot of 90s things like to forget. The game at its core is a campy exploration, a parody of the third season of the series Stranger Things. It's a story about 4 girls who in the year 1995 find a mysterious glowing pit that they call the Abyss, and use it like a wishing well. Their wishes give them confidence, and then they kill their abuser. The story runs parallel with a modern-day story about the older version of the girls reunited at the bar, just like that Stephen King story everyone loves. This is not a Life is Strange game, but contains some similar themes. You're thrown from level to level through narrative time jumps and gameplay consisting of dialogue, filming objects, and making choices. What makes this game funny is that it's a literal bare-bones version of a Life is Strange game. It's Life is Strange boiled down to its most basic concepts. You're a lesbian with a camera who can travel through time, but this time it's metaphorical time travel through your memories. The most likely complaint will be that the game's boring. It removes a lot of the excess fluff from Life is Strange, so no major plot lines, no characters outside the main cast, no town or school to explore. It really comes off as a demo of a Life is Strange game. If someone said, hey, this is the demo for a new Life is Strange game, I would believe it. Bloom and Rage touts an interesting real-time conversation system where you can actively respond to what people say in real time, which is just an improved version of the dialogue system in Life is Strange. One major problem is that characters will interrupt each other at very awkward times. The main girl, Swan, is a more realistic Max. She's overweight, socially awkward, and has some strange interests and hobbies. The 3 girl Swan befriends are divided into 3 parts of Chloe's personality from the original Life is Strange. Gothy punk Nora, aggressive girl Kat, and Autumn, who's the anxious one, representing her ego, id, and superego, respectively. And like Chloe, all 3 girls just want to chill. The game is a relationship simulator, where the point of the game is to have a relationship with these girls, and there are a lot of variations to how their relationship can turn out. The filming's fine too. You have to take pictures of certain objects in a chain, and then the game combines them into a full video. The game has a lot of interesting details that really help with the immersion. The game's story's okay. It's a story about 4 girls that kill their abuser. It's a parody and subversion of Stranger Things 3, and is a commentary on the idiots who defend people like Billy and Jason. Characters like Billy Hargrove have traumatic stories and use their trauma to abuse and harass children. It's funny because Eleven and Max, by the same point in the story, have experienced more trauma, more abuse, and more mistreatment than either of these people, and yet, they're the ones that have to learn to be kinder. They're the ones that have to learn to be better. And who gets the big redemption at the end of Season 3? Max and Eleven don't get any of this. They get traumatized more and more. Hell, Eleven loses her powers at the end of this season. And they both spend the entirety of Season 4 blaming themselves for being mad at their abusers. Luckily, the writers learned their lesson and just killed Jason off at the end of Season 4. Didn't stop the fan base from defending him, though. It feels like Stranger Things 3, which was itself just the bare bones of what people liked about Stranger Things. The iconography, the shipping, the character banter. The girls spend the majority of the game just chilling, repeatedly being harassed by Corey. Then they find a mysterious glowing hole in the ground and use it as a wishing well. It's weird because none of them ask for Corey to move away or get hurt or anything. You know what's funny? This game has the exact same ending as its other competing game, Life is Strange's Double Exposure. The characters experience a strange collective supernatural hallucination after a climax on a hill. Then the story ends in a bar with everyone having various reactions to the game's events, and depending on your choices, certain characters will be at the bar. Same with who pushes Corey off and how the girls interpret it. They can interpret it as an, oh my god, we killed a guy, or, yeah, we did it, and we do it again.
I know how this might sound, but I don't regret anything that happened that summer.
We just wanted to protect Kat.
Deck 9's Double Exposure has nothing approaching this. The trip scene is definitely the best part of the game, absolutely horrifying and hilarious at the same time. The girls wake up from their trip and their confusion is so funny. Nora is the only character reacting normally to any of this, and all of her dialogue is utterly great.
Fuck. My head.
Autumn's funny too. She's always just done with everyone's bullshit, and she's also the first one to just yeet herself from the group, which is very funny. Anyways, Kat says the Abyss was trying to protect them and actually took Corey to help after he abused her sister Dylan. The Abyss turned out not to be an existential horror, but an ally. It's an interesting subversion. Corey is absolutely based on Billy from Stranger Things. You can't tell me otherwise. The game is a meta-commentary on nearly all supernatural teen shows about the past and nostalgia. You'll find elements from shows like Yellow Jackets, Paper Girls, Buffy, and Riverdale. And one common staple from this game is that they show you that the human antagonists are usually far worse than any of the supernatural elements that could... So essentially, the game is Stranger Things, but if the kids in the Mind Flayer stopped fighting each other and teamed up to kill Billy, this is a game about killing a monster. Not an extraterrestrial one, but the ordinary, everyday human monsters we see in our daily lives. We get Corey's traumatic backstory, and he's sympathetic and whatever, but doesn't change what he's done. And they never say, well, Corey's not that bad. They're like, yeah, he sucks, and they all mutually bond over their shared hatred of him. The game is a commentary on the violence towards children, specifically young women, and how common it is in shows like Stranger Things. Various fights in the show are just women getting absolutely bodied. I love the excess that Corey pummels Kat. It's not sexy, it's brutal and messed up. Billy spends 2 seasons in his human and flayed form harassing the children, being racist and having no redeeming qualities. The worst part is that Eleven comforts him in the end. Not even Max. Look at how much bullshit Eleven's gone through. She's in tears in nearly every scene she's in the show. She's repeatedly traumatized over and over, and Max shames herself in season 4 for wanting her tormentor dead, and no one gets to tell her that it's fine for wanting your abuse to stop. Billy had a crap parent and a missing mom, and he just gets to enact violence against everyone. You know who experienced all of that too? Eleven. And you know what she doesn't do? Any of that. He beats Steve almost to death. Plot just glosses over that. Eleven has to learn in season 4 that she isn't the monster, after being regularly attacked by human and extraterrestrial monsters for the past 4 seasons. Child still thinks she's the bad guy. It's interesting seeing an adult man beating up a literal child with leukemia, and we're going to see people on Reddit defending him. We're going to see a bunch of posts that say justice for Corey. That's why I think this game's actually a test. Similar to the first Life is Strange was actually a test to see how America feels about girls like Chloe. This game is a test to see how people handle abuse. Keep track of the playthroughs where streamers make excuses for Corey. Nora and Autumn are mostly just kind of background decorations. At the heart of this game, it's about the relationship between Swan and Kat, a quiet fat girl and a loud, anxious dying. It becomes a movie in and of itself. You can literally edit how this movie goes, just like the first Life is Strange. Who dates who does what. The game allows a lot of narrative freedom. Similar to the first Life is Strange, the game is very vague about a lot of things, having a lot of environmental storytelling that fleshes out the characters and world, adding depth. The player uses their imagination to fill in the blanks without anything ever explicitly being said, leading to multiple interpretations of every line and every scene. Pam and whatever have their little backstory, but like, who cares? I think they were trying to do an Andrew and Cafe thing, but like, okay. This game has multiple interpretations. The game is about 4 girls who eventually kill their abuser, and at its core, the details are where things get weird. So either they did a bunch of drugs, hallucinated a ton, and killed Corey, or Kat actually is a descendant of a witch, and the girls actually did form their own witch coven, and the Abyss was real and killed Corey. Were they possessed by the Abyss? Is the game a time loop? The first Life is Strange might have been.
The Abyss. It's gone.
But the game would just bring something up and never elaborate on it, like the witch thing. Kat says, "Hey, I've been having a dream where I was like a witch in a past life," and the game just goes past it. The game just ignores it completely. Just never brings it up again. All in all, this game was pretty good. Certainly better than Double Exposure. The heart of Life is Strange is definitely its emotional core, the really messed up climax, and of course Kat's box contained mementos. She was literally a teenage girl, and the game wasn't about the supernatural elements. Plus, Corey being a violent asshole was the problem. And that was Corey's problem, not Kat's. I think the game's perfect ending is when they all join hand in hand and Care Bear stare Corey to death, then sing a rendition of Goodbye Earl by the Dixie Chicks and go home, as it summarizes what the game was going for. This was a game about abuse and how there was always bad stuff happening in every time period. Dangers, but also the joy of nostalgia and the things we keep hidden, sometimes on purpose. The Abyss would obviously want them to forget this, to only remember the good and move on.
You would be a fucking drag. You think you're funny, boy, I can tell. We'll see who's laughing when I see